guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Alice, and in today's video we're going to be doing my Strictly predictions, that's the word, for 2021. So I've written out all of the celebs this year, all 15 of them, in order that they were announced, and matched them to the professional dancers. Obviously there are there are 18 professional dancers and there are only 15 celebrities, but quite often they have they're like announced pros. They have a couple of those end up being in the backing dancers. They have other backing dancers, but they have announced pros in there, so quite often we see Neil as one of the backing dancers and Nancy's been a backing dancer, and we had I don't know what she was called, but there was the other ones that had been named but were backing dancers, but they had other backing dancers like before. I don't know if anybody remember, but Trent, who was in for like one series, I think he was paired with Pixie Lott. He was in for that one series, but he's done backing dancing and other things, and he's no longer a named celebrity, and not celebrity, professional, but he's still there. So I think the idea is that then if, for whatever reason, if one of the named professionals has to like disappear or has to do something, the ones who've paired with the celebrity, that then the named ones in the backing dancers, that they can kind of step in. We saw that with, with Neil, but I don't think we did, because I think Kevin stepped in and Kevin wasn't one of the named backing dancers. So I don't know, basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Out of the 18 celebrities, not celebrities, oh my god, professionals, named professionals, 4 of them are new. Nikita, Kai, Yohita and Cameron. And what I did was I wrote out all of the professionals that were named except Anton and Jeanette, because they were announced, but then it was announced that Anton will be Bruno for this series basically, and Jeanette is taking over It Takes Two. So I didn't include those on this list because they won't be partnered with anybody. So I wrote everybody's name down and I circled Neil, Nancy, Cameron, Yohita, Kai and Nikita, because in previous years Nancy and Neil have been the 2 named professionals in the backing dancers, and quite often the new professionals that they bring in end up being in the backing dancers, at least to begin with. So like when Nancy was brought in, we've not seen anything of Nancy other than in the group dances. That's all we've seen from Nancy. So that I just wrote those down because they're the ones that I was like, if anybody's going to be any of the backing dancers, it's probably these people, because they're the ones we've seen before, and obviously the new ones. But there weren't then enough professionals to give to the celebrities, so 3 of those are paired in my little predictions. But I mean, this could all be wrong, but there's more chance because obviously there's 2 that we don't know who's what. And just for reference, last year I did this, I didn't film it, I did it on my Instagram, but last year I did this and I got 2 correct. The 2 I got correct, I just looked, I can't remember, were JJ and Diane, I think. I'll tell you, hang on a minute. Was it October? JJ and Diane, I believe. And there was another one, Harvey and Jeanette. They were the 2 that I guessed correctly. So I haven't got a great track record. Like I got 2 out of 12, I got 1/6 of them right. This year there's 15, so there's even more room for error, and we haven't got Anton, so I can't just put the older woman with Anton, although there isn't really an old woman. I mean, if I had to, I'd know who I'd put with Anton if I had to put someone with Anton, but there's nobody to put with Anton that you'd think, like, that's your Anton, if that makes sense. There wasn't that safety blanket, so yes, but let's just get into it because I've nattered on for 4 minutes, but whatever, let's go. So I'm doing these in the order they were announced because that just makes most sense to my little brain. So the first celebrity that was announced, who is probably the celebrity I'm most excited for, is Tom Fletcher. I love the Fletcher fam, not gonna lie, they're all amazing, they're all insanely talented. But yeah, Tom Fletcher, he's great. I have paired him with Amy because she is a sweetheart, and I feel like he'll need a sweetheart because I feel like he's going to be quite like nervous, not gonna lie. But he's got big shoes to fill because his bandmate, I can't remember which one, I think it was Harry, not sure, won it, so he's got big shoes to fill. So I've paired him with Amy because she is like the sweetest. She's lovely. We love Amy, and I really want to see those two partner together. Then we had Robert Webb, who is apparently a comedian. I don't know who he is other than that. I paired him with Karen because I feel like Karen is kind of the equivalent of Anton, if you will. Like, Anton, you kind of expect to be paired with the older woman who's going to be out in week 1. So, like, Anne Widdecombe, obviously she was out a lot later than week 1, but he's that kind of person, and I feel like there isn't really a female equivalent, but if there was, it would be Karen. And sometimes she gets really good people, and sometimes she gets a bit dodgy ones, and so I just gave him Karen because I didn't know how else to put. Then was AJ Adudu, and there was only one person that I changed my mind on, and it was AJ. I put Graziano, although I've definitely spelled that wrong, but I put Graziano just because I feel like I don't know much about AJ Adudu, but she was on The Wheel, Michael McIntyre's The Wheel, and from that she was a bit crazy, and from what I can remember about Graziano, he's a bit crazy. So next we have John Waite, and he was Bake Off champion, and he is the first all-male pairing. So obviously last year we had Nicola and Katya, and this year we're having John Waite and somebody, and I've put Johannes because I feel like Johannes would be all over it. I mean, there's a couple of them that would 100% be all over it, but Johannes was the one that did the all-male dance. He's the one that kind of centred in the all-male dance, the like professional group dance, and I'm pretty sure he's done it in he's done male pairings in the group dances. I'm not sure, but I feel like Johannes would be all over that, and I want to see those two together, so like dance together. So that's my prediction. Next, we had CBBC presenter Rhys Stevenson. I can't read my own writing. Not if I can't, what hope is there for anybody else? I have put Diane because Diane kind of gets the young one. Well, sometimes Max last year wasn't that young, was he? So I don't know. But I feel like Diane, although Rhys is really tall, and Diane isn't actually, I don't think Diane's that tall, but there aren't any really tall women anyway. Like Natalie's gone. Natalie went ages ago. She was tall. She's the only tall woman we've really had. So yeah, but I put Diane. Then we had Sarah Davies, who's on Dragon's Den, and I paired her with new celebrity Cameron because I had no idea who else to pair her with. I left her till last, like, which one of these ones? I just chose Cameron. I don't know anything about any of the new ones. I literally just went, yep, you look nice. There you go. So there you go. That's their partner. Next is Katie McGlynn, who I know from Coronation Street and Waterloo Road. I mean, she was in Hollyoaks as well, but I haven't watched that. However, I've watched the tea, and I know her from those even, and I do love her from those things actually. And I've put her with Giovanni because I have, I don't know, I think that could be quite funny. I don't know. Also, he's been with the Northern Lass before, and that was quite funny. So, I mean, I'm not sure they'd do it twice, but put them together. Next, we have Dan Walker, and I've put him, Dan Walker does breakfast, BBC Breakfast. I put him with Luba, who I don't remember much about really, but I think she's one of the newer ones. I don't know, I can't remember. But I think Dan is quite tall, and I think Luba's quite tall as well. So I've paired those two together. Next we have Tilly Ramsey, and I've paired her with Aliash because I feel like, I don't know, I'm not doing a very good job at explaining why I've paired people. I've just kind of paired people together. So yes. Next we have Greg Wise, and I had no idea who this is. I still don't really know who this is, but I said to my mum, I don't know who that is, and she goes, it's Mr. Emma Thompson. I'm like, okay, that's quite like high status for Strictly. Like, okay, we get celebrities on Strictly, but not normally like that famous level, but sure. And I have put him with Katya. I'm doubting how I say these celebrities. Oh my god, I can't talk these pros names now. Katya. I don't know. Katya. I don't know. Her. I just have. There's literally no rhyme or reason for half of these. I just went, you with you, you with you, you with you. Next we have Nina Wadia, who no, that's not the one I thought I knew from something on CBeebies when I was small. Thought I did none of these from CBeebies, but there was somebody who was on and it just got confused in my brain. Two different people got very confused in my brain. She's in EastEnders. She's probably done other things. I've paired her with Neil because by this point I was running out of like glaringly obvious partnerships, so I was like, just to go with Neil. Next we have Rose Ailing Alice, who I paired with Kai, who is one of the other new ones, who I think also looks all of the new ones look lovely and welcoming and yeah, and quite pleasing to look at as well, which is bad, but they do. Most of the celebs do, that pros do though, so it's fine. But I looked at Kai and he kind of stuck out at me. I wonder if he's been on Strictly before, like as a backing dancer or something, because I recognised him. Don't know why. But I just kind of paired those two together. Don't know. But I'm quite interested to see how she will do Strictly, if that makes any sense, because she's a deaf actress. She's in EastEnders. We have 3 soap actresses. Normally that's not normal. But yeah, she's a deaf actress, my dad says, which will be really interesting because they've had disabled celebrities before, like Johnny Peacock, Lauren Steadman. She won a medal at the Paralympics there. I should really know what she's called. And last year they had JJ Chalmers, and they might have had more than that. They're the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. But they've never had. They're all quite. I was gonna say all physical disabilities. Deafness is still. I'd still class it as a physical disability, but they're different, if that makes sense. I don't know, but they've obviously had disabled celebrities in the past, so it's not like a new thing, and it's not something that should be a big deal because it should be normal, but it is a big deal because that's not something you'd see on everyday telly because it's underrepresented and it needs to be more represented. However, Strictly is a dance show with loads of music, and it'll be interesting to see how she copes and works around her deafness to be on Strictly and to take part in Strictly, because some deaf people, I've seen them on like Britain's Got Talent, I think it was America's Got Talent, but that kind of thing, and they perform barefoot so they can feel the beat of the music, so it'll be interesting to see if she has little things like that. I also don't know how deaf she is. This is really dangerous waters that I'm treading in here, but you can be deaf without but still be able to hear some sounds. Like, just because you're deaf doesn't mean you can't hear anything. So it will be interesting that if she has some hearing, then that will be different if she had no hearing, obviously, and it'll just be interesting to see how she copes with it on Strictly. Yeah, I'm digging myself a really big hole. I just want to see how it's done because they've never really had anything like that before that was so obviously going to hinder her performance potentially. It might not, completely might not, but obviously as I said, we've had disabled celebrities before, and obviously that will hinder how they potentially perform. It didn't, they've all done really well, but in theory it'd be quite easy to work around like that, but there's nothing you can do to work around her deafness. I don't know. I'm just interested to see how that will play out and if they'll have more BSL being used. I don't know if she uses BSL. She might not use BSL. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking about that now before I dig myself into a really big hole. But I'm just interested to see how that'll work. Next we had Adam Peaty, and he literally just got back from Tokyo and he's throwing himself in the deep end. Pun not intended. Pun not intended. He's throwing himself in there a bit with Strictly, isn't he? I've paired him with OT. I mean, I don't know how strong a chance we'll have of winning a 3rd year in a row. I think we need to let somebody else win, but I love OT. I don't really care. I also really wanted Bill to win last year, so I was quite happy with that. So yeah, I'm not overly fussed, but I paired him with OT because I have. There you go. That's my reasoning. Because I have. Judy Love, I have paired with Gorka. I think that could be quite funny. Gorka's quite funny. I think she's quite funny. There you go. And the last celebrity, whose name I actually have no idea how to pronounce, I'm going to find a picture and I'm going to suggest that it's Ugo Monye. But I don't know. Why would I have any idea on how to say a celebrity's name? This is me, right? This one. Ah! I didn't actually mean for that to play. You're gonna have to watch the whole video because I can't get it to just do the bit you want. Him. That person. The last celebrity that was announced. I've paired him with Nadia. I paired Nadia with somebody twice. No, I haven't. Good. Because, yeah, I did. I just paired him with Nadia. But, yep, you go with Nadia. There you go. Have fun. So the ones that I haven't paired are Nancy, Yuhisa, and Nikita. Because I ran out of people to pair them with. However, the only one I'm really actually fussed about is Tom being with Amy. I really hope Tom's with Amy, but I'll survive if they're not. And I also kind of want Katie with Giovanni. Giovanni? And he said Giovanna. No, Giovanna's not on it. Giovanni. There you go. That's my predictions for Strictly. I haven't got any predictions for who will win because I haven't seen any of them dance ever. First out, can't really make a judgment because I haven't seen anybody dance. So yes, you might be seeing a lot of Strictly content from now until Christmas. Don't know, depends what I decide to film. I don't actually know when Strictly starts either. That hasn't been announced yet. But normally it's the launch show is not this week. This week's the bank holiday week. It's normally the week after, because it's the week my dad's normally at his magic convention, which is, oh, actually, is it that week? Oh, I don't know now, actually. I might have changed my mind. No, I'm pretty sure it would be, I don't think it normally starts on, like, the equivalent of the 4th. I don't think it's starting next Saturday. I think we'd know if it was starting next Saturday. I think it's starting the Saturday after, or maybe the Saturday after that. That kind of time frame, because that's when it normally starts. So yeah, they're my predictions. Let me know in the comments if you watch Strictly who your favourite pro is. My favourite pro is Anton, but I don't think I can say my favourite pro is Anton anymore because he's technically not a pro at the moment. So if I'm not allowed to say my favourite pro is Anton, my favourite pro is Amy. There you go. Who's your favourite pro? You're allowed two, but you're only allowed two if you choose one male or one female. That's how this works. I don't make the rules. Yeah, let me know who your favourite pro is, what your favourite dance style is that they do. I quite like the Charleston, not gonna lie, but also I really think that musical theatre jazz needs a bit more recognition and a bit more like doing, because they have a whole musicals week. When it comes to couple's choice, nobody chooses it. I've seen 2, maybe 3. I've seen 3. They need to do more. Stop letting them choose hip-hop. Hip-hop's boring, don't like hip-hop. They can do contemporary, contemporary's fine. But make them do some musicals, especially if they're doing it in musicals week. Do musicals. Duh. So yeah, I really hope that Tom, if he manages to do a couple's choice, that he does musicals. Like, you know, your sister is a West End performer. She's in musicals like all the time. You can't not do musical theatre jazz. I mean, you can, but please don't. There you go. There you go. And let me know in the comments who your partner things are, who your like predictions are. Bye bye. Oh, also before you go, do you want me to film a video about my results? Because I did, and then it deleted itself. Very complicated. Or, I mean, I can do both. But do you want me to do a video reacting to this? But it'll take like long, so I'll probably do it in multiple videos. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna film like a series of reacting to this diary and do like a couple of entries each episode. There you go. Ignore me. I'm so sorry. Bye bye.